Hi folks, my name is Ali D'Andrea. Welcome back to another episode of Source to Smoke. Today we are talking all about tips and tricks for grilling wild game meat. Wild game meat can be a little bit difficult to work with, so today we're gonna run through some of my favorite tips for perfecting it on the grill. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The biggest problem that we all face when it comes to grilling wild game meat is dryness. I feel like we're always battling dryness when it comes to wild game meat, and that's because it is so incredibly lean. Unlike most of the delicious, fabulous cuts of meat that we buy from the store that are beef and pork for the grill, like a big fatty juicy ribeye or some baby back ribs, whatever it might be, those cuts of meat typically have a lot of fat, which makes them delicious and fabulous for grilling. But when it comes to wild game meat, we have essentially no fat. So we have to work a little extra hard to make sure that things stay moist and don't dry out so that we have some delicious wild game meat to enjoy. So my first tip for grilling with wild game meat is using a thermometer. If you have some experience grilling, this is probably not new to you because it's an important technique for grilling all types of meat, but especially wild game. And here's why. Whenever you're using a meat thermometer, you are able to monitor the temperature of that meat and ensure that it does not overcook. Overcooking equals dryness. So by using a thermometer, you are going to prevent that overcooking from happening. Now, the temperature that you're cooking to totally depends on the recipe, but for example, if you're cooking venison steaks or elk steaks and you're looking for a medium rare steak, you're going to cook it to around 135 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're cooking something like pheasant or turkey, you want to cook that to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. That is just like poultry. And if you're cooking wild boar or bear, you want to cook it to at least 165 degrees as well. Using a thermometer might seem simple, but there's actually a proper way to do it. You want to make sure that you're putting the thermometer into the thickest, most center portion of the meat to get an accurate reading. There are a lot of different thermometer options available. I love using a digital thermometer and the thermometers that are built into my Oklahoma Joe's grill. Next tip is to add moisture, and there are a couple different ways that I like to do this. First way is a brine. Now, a brine is a specific ratio of salt and water that you soak the meat in overnight, and it literally changes the protein structure of the meat, and that allows it to retain more moisture and stay juicy on the grill. Brines are so underrated. If you haven't used a brine on your meat when you're grilling, like, you're really missing out. And it's very simple to do. The ratio is 1/4 cup of salt per quart of water, and you can add in sugar to this, you can add in different herbs and spices, but at its core, at its most simple, all you need is salt, water, and time. By letting it soak overnight, it allows those changes to happen to the meat, and I'm telling you, it will make your meat so much juicier. So do not skip out on a brine. The next way that we can add some moisture is by adding fat. Since wild game meat lacks fat, we can help it out a little bit by adding some in during the cooking process. And there are a lot of different ways to do this, but some of my favorites include basting the meat in butter while it's on the grill, or wrapping a roast in bacon to create a little blanket of fat around it, or even injecting it with fat. All of these methods are really aimed at adding fat to the meat to help keep it moist. And last but not least, my final tip is to match the cooking method with the cut of meat that you're using. So it's really important to understand what cut of meat you're using because they are absolutely not all created equal. The way that I like to categorize this is tender and non-tender cuts. So when we look at tender cuts, especially when we're talking about wild game, we're thinking about cuts like the tenderloin or the backstrap. These cuts can handle very hot, very fast cooking. But if you took a cut from the hindquarter and tried to do that same thing, you would end up with a tough and dry and unpleasant steak. which you do not want. So when you're using tough cuts of meat, the non-tender category of meats, you want to cook those low and slow, meaning you want to cook them for a long time at a low temperature. So these cuts, like cuts from the hind quarter or cuts from the neck, these are really great for longer smokes. Like you're cooking at maybe 275 for hours until that meat hits the temperature you want and it falls apart into delicious, tender goodness. So to recap, my tips for grilling wild game meat are: use a thermometer. We want to monitor the internal temperature of our meat so that we do not overcook it. Number 2, we want to add moisture, and that could be in the way of a brine or adding fat. And 3, we are going to match the cooking method to the specific cut of meat that we are using. We know that tender cuts like to be cooked hot and fast, and non-tender cuts need to be cooked low and slow. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your wild game grilling tips in the comment section below. And if you want to check out more episodes of Source to Smoke, you can watch them right here on Oklahoma Joe's YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.